They would they would literally shootouts, brawls, fights, all right? And these girls, they would be like, oh my God, they would stand around and watch. And, they would put on Facebook and this, that, and I was like, what the hell? Like, I am not about to get caught up in that shit. I'm gonna go to like a nicer venue, right, where I'm more likely to be not in a shootout or whatever. What's good, top level dating? Today I'm talking to you guys today about, as a black man, why I do not choose to date black women. Okay, this video will be good for my mom. All right, she's always asking me why I don't bring a black woman home, and also fellow sisters out there who are looking to have a good understanding of why this is the case. I've always hear from other black guys or black women, okay, why are you out with a white woman, and why don't you date a black girl, okay, a black woman? I want to start off by telling you guys a story. First sort of few months I started going out, all right, everything was new, everything was fresh. I was mainly approaching white girls, and I'm going to get into the reasons of that later. But one of my good friends to this day, we're actually still good friends, he loved black women. I mean, he loved them, all right? So he would always say, F these white girls, you and these white girls, let's approach some black women, all right? Like, I would always go in because, that's my boy, we ride or die. From my experience, a lot of black women would not really be that into me, all right? I'm gonna go into this, later, but I would start hearing, okay, he's weird, okay, and I start seeing this as a common occurrence. We would do this a lot, right? So I would still go in with my boy and do. And I remember this vivid experience. This woman, like, she was crossing the street. I remember my boy was like, yo, let's get him right now. I think it was still early, like midnight or whatever. I go with him, right? And we doing our approaches, and I get one girl, he gets the other girl on the side. And I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, how you doing? Or whatever it is. I forgot what I said, but all I remember is her just coming at me with like full aggression. Boy, get away from me. You wearing Converses. Fuck out of here. Or something like that. I was like, what the fuck? Like, she's like, and I was like, damn, like, why so aggressive? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, to me, that was extremely unattractive. Like, after that point, honestly, because I would see this as a common sort of occurrence. More on this later. I'm going to dive into the two main reasons why I do not choose to date black women. All right. And I'm also going to tell you guys why I think in the future I'm going to be able to date black women. If that time ever has to come, very possible. And I'm going to go into the reasons why. So stick around for both of these. Like I said, I grew up in a suburban school, but then I moved to the inner city school district. Majority of the women, all right, the culture there was black women. I noticed typical like values these women value, okay? They liked it, a specific kind of guy, okay? In the streets, gang banging, chains, jewelry. They would go to like these house parties. They would drink liquor. I feel like women of all races drink at a young age and whatever else. But my mindset at the time was education, all right, fitness. I was playing sports. And I feel like there are black women like that, which I will get to later, all right? But the moment I started going out and start picking up women, getting into this, there wouldn't be any black women to choose from. The venues that I would go to, like the nightclubs, the bars, would have very little population of black women, okay? The clubs, I'm sorry, because I want to just go to any sort of venue, right? It would have to be safe, all right? Because a lot of, and this is what my friend would say, I want to go to this like platform or whatever it is, like, and these would have a lot of black women. And I definitely went a couple times with them because I was very open-minded. They would literally shootouts, brawls, fights, all right? And these girls, they would be like, oh my God, they would stand around and watch. And they would put on Facebook and this, that, and I was like, what the hell? Like, I am not about to get caught up in that shit. I'm gonna go to like a nicer venue, right, where I'm more likely to be not in a shootout or whatever. So I would go to these venues. They would not be there. The gyms that I would go to, they would not be there. I value going to the gym. 90 to 95% of these women in the gym were white and other races. And number 3, the colleges. All right, I went to college, all right, and studied. Very, very little women in college, at least the demographic that I was in, the school that I was in. All right, I went to a private school, and then I went to a community college at first. But these women, they just wouldn't be around that much, all right? Majority were white women. The majority of my late count, the women I've dated, 90 to 95% of these women were white. 5 to 7% were Latina, Asian, or other Pacific Islanders, whatever. And then 1 or 2% was black. I mentioned about the gym. Okay, I very actually valued. I value skincare. I value fitness. All right, so low body fat. And these black women at the time, along with black men, all right, they were really into like thick girls, right? And their thick was like fat. To me, it was fat. And I was like, oh, this is thick. She thick. And now I guess these women at the time, or at least even now, they think this is thick. All right. And to me, I don't think that's thick. I think that's fat. So you got to have the right proportions. And the only way you do that, most likely, is to head to the gym, right? Take care of your health. And like I said, a lot of this still ties into demographic. Number 2, I like women with education, okay? Typically, from my experience, okay, these women would not be in school and college, all right? They wouldn't take the classes I'm taking. So, like I said, I wouldn't just be around them, but also when I'm sitting down talking, I like to talk about education. I like to talk about knowledge, all right? And from my experience, most of these women would just be into sneakers, which is cool. I like sneakers too, but their lifestyle, okay? They wouldn't sort of pursue a higher education. They're more into like hair, nails, and, going to these house parties that are very fucking dangerous. The bottle of Remy's and this and that, and then just this whole intertwined culture. Like I said, I'm not about to fucking crash out. I have a smarter, brighter future. This is the directions I'm heading in, and we would not line up. We would not sort of be on the same page with that. Okay, I'm sure if I threw on some chains, I got into gangs, I got into all this kind of shit, I would be into black women like that. But like I said, a lot of this still ties into demographic. From that pool of girls that I would see, okay, they just wouldn't have those qualities. The more I'm traveling, okay, the more places I'm going to, and the bigger schools I'm in or whatever it is, I'm seeing black women of different demographics, okay, different walks of life, different lifestyles. Black women who value their education, their physical fitness, their skin and health, their hair, whatever it is, and their mindset is good, all right? I'm seeing and experiencing these kind of women now. So I definitely think it's possible, all right? But like I said, the majority of black women, okay, like I said, wouldn't, from my experience, would not have these values. So